John Pierpoint thought he died a failure, and his life hasn't started out that way. And in many respects, he isn't remembered that way. His tombstone in the Mount Auburn Cemetery in Boston or Cambridge, Massachusetts, says, John Pierpoint, activist, philanthropist, poet, friend. And he died at the age of 83 in a nondescript office of the War Department in Washington, D.C., just after the end of the Civil War. He started out with all the accoutrements of privilege. He graduated from Yale, and he had decided that he was going to commit himself to teaching and educating young people. And he started out, but soon realized that he wasn't the disciplinarian that he really wanted or needed to be. And he'd also fallen in love. So he married his true love, and her father took him into the business. And it was a millinery business, and it was a big, famous business, and he got to meet a lot of famous people in Boston and Cambridge. But, you know, business is hard, and you got to really lean on people sometimes to pay their bills, and he just didn't have the stomach for that. So the business went bankrupt, and his father-in-law was dead, and, oh man, if he hadn't had a little family money, he'd be really destitute. And so he took a deep breath, and he decided to go to law school. And you could study with a lawyer, and he had a friend who was a lawyer, and he passed the bar in the state of Massachusetts, in the Commonwealth. But, you know, he wasn't the kind of lawyer that could pursue big corporate clients or high fees. He really got involved in social issues, and those people that needed help with their own bills or their own issues, whoa, they weren't paying him, so he wasn't making much money. So we decided that finally that maybe that law wasn't right, and if he was going to reach other people, he'd go into the ministry. So he did. He went to the Harvard Divinity School, and he graduated, and he got himself a really nice church right up on Beacon Hill in Boston. Now, all was going along fine, but then, you know, some things began to creep in. There was a lot of things going on about the guys that were making a lot of textiles out of cotton up here, and the textiles were made of cotton that was grown in the South, and slavery was the avenue for how that cotton got to be raised, and he raised issues about that issue of economics and the issues of slavery, and, you know, he got fired from his big church because he offended some of the white upper class. What's a guy to do? Well, fortunately, a lot of the issues that he was really concerned about had come around, and we were faced with a terrible civil war, and he felt obliged to go. So he joined the army as a chaplain. And now he was so old that even though his spirit was willing, his body just couldn't make it. And as they marched out of Boston, he made it halfway to Worcester and had to go home. And a friend got him a job so he could pay the rent, but he had to move to Washington. John Pierpoint died of failure in his own mind. At the same time, we remember him every Christmas. Yep. We say thank you to John Pierpoint every Christmas. Because on his way to his sister's house up in Lexington, one winter for Christmas dinner, he wrote a poem, and everybody thought it was funny and laughable and wonderful. And around the Christmas table, they not only listened to it, but they put it to music. John Pierpoint wrote Jingle Bells. Jingle Bells. Here's a guy who thought he had died of failure, yet he has written one of the most renowned and well-recognized songs in the heart of not only Christendom, the world. You can hear jingle bells in tropical China. You can hear jingle bells in Australia. And people know the words. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to laugh and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. And so I submit that issues of education have been reformed, issues of race relations have been reformed, issues of credit and collection policies, so much that he was involved with, have borne fruit as effective policy in this country. And on top of that, he wrote Jingle Bells. And that is not to be a failure. That is to be an inspiration. And may you all keep Christmas this month and find it in your heart and work on never forgetting the lessons that it teaches us to love and respect each other. Thank you.